Hi everyone. Yikes. April is now over. I can't believe it. I will be showing you all of my spreads that I did in April, and let me just tell you, you are in for a treat. It's laughable just how many things happened, but I will get into that. I think this will be a fun episode. Okay, so typically I start with my smallest planner, which is my bullet journal, but I'm just too excited and I want to show you guys my newest edition. Yes, I started another journal. So this is a Stillman and Byrne, I think. Yikes, not sure if I'm saying that right. It's a sketchbook, and it's a, I think, mixed media sketchbook in the Zeta series. And I decided to start this literally a few days ago on April 24th. I went through an emotionally, I think, traumatic few days, and I just felt like I really needed some sort of change in my life, and one of them is incorporating hobbies back into my daily life again, and that typically involves reading and art of some form. And so I decided to start an art journal, very low pressure. I'm not committing to filling it out every single day or anything, just whenever I feel like it. So on Monday, I bought some veggies, which I was very excited about, some rainbow carrots, and my first ever acorn squash, and it was delicious. And then I also got an Americano with cinnamon. And so yeah, this was done with watercolor. I just wrote a little journal entry. And then the next day on the 25th, I did a little sketch with colored pencil of this area that I was running around. It is so beautiful outside these days, perfect running weather. And so I've been running outside a lot, and I was ending my run and I was looking ahead and I was like, this is the most gorgeous scenery I've ever seen. Let me actually show you. So this was a picture that I took, and I just did a quick sketch with my Caran d'Ache colored pencils. And I really like how that turned out. It was very quick to do, but felt very good. And then I drew these on the 25th, 26th, and 27th. These were just my running outfits for each of the days, and I tried to vary my poses. I'm not very good at drawing people poses, so the anatomy might be a little bit off, but yeah, I thought this was kind of cute, and I hope to keep going. I know this isn't exactly planner related, but I feel like if you're interested in like notebooks and stationery, you would enjoy seeing that. Back to regular scheduled programming. My pocket bullet journal, this is a Leuchtturm bullet journal. I did a few more entries in April, still not a lot, but I do like the ones that I did. Okay, so this is where I left off last time. I didn't finish the habit tracker for this past month, but I can retroactively fill it out soon. I just have like 1 week where I didn't fill it out. And this was my, okay, I guess this was my first official entry. I really like this page. So this was inspired by one of Van Gogh's paintings. My friend went to the Chicago Art Museum and bought several art prints, and this was one of them. And I saw it and I was so inspired. So I basically just made little doodles of the painting around the page, I guess. And then I just made a to-do list and a little other journal entry. Yeah, a bit of a random spread, but I think it's very creative and I like this. So yeah, this is my progress tracker for marking the July to December monthly kits. So in early May, I will be releasing the monthly kits and coordinating add-ons for July, August, September, October, November, December. And I was having a very hard time motivating myself to work on it just because I have to do each of these things. So Hobo Cousin, Hobo Weeks, regular washi strip, sticky notes, labels, bullet journal for 6 months. So that is a lot. And so to motivate myself, I told myself if I finish the Hobonichi Cousin for all 6 months, I get a croissant, matcha latte, cranberry scone. And then if I finish all 4 of the coordinating add-ons, I get a pistachio croissant and an iced latte. And as you can see, as of yesterday, I fully finished everything. The only thing is, the matcha latte is the only thing that I've treated myself to so far. The croissant scone and the ice latte, I haven't had the time to go get them yet. So yeah, I don't know. I guess it was more of a psychological thing. And then, yeah, I skipped from April 3rd all the way to April 21st. Mostly because I was filling this out in between. But this was a fun spread. I had a section for personal, work, and other, and the little bullet points are just like little doodles. I will get into this a little bit later, but this was a day that my dad left for China, so I doodled a little, actually let me zoom you in. So we have a little car, airplane, grocery bag, email, a little water droplet, question mark, phone call, pencil, paper, money icon, another email, and a message. And then on this day, I roasted some veggies. Then we have Saturday and Sunday, and I was trying something new. I was trying to get adjusted to a brand new routine, and so I thought it would be beneficial to make some sort of schedule. And I used gray to mark all of my work, yellow to mark in strictly me time things, and then pink to mark in more like family matters. So making lunch for my mom and also like my sister coming and stuff. On this day, I wrote down a recipe for making homemade guacamole, but I actually made it on Sunday instead. And yeah, Sunday was a crazy day as well. And then my last spread in my bullet journal for April was this cleaning tracker because I had a sudden urge to just clean my entire life. My goal is to check off one thing every single day. So far we're doing good. And I categorize everything into categories. So yeah, again, not a lot of spreads in April, but I really do like each one. And I'm excited to see what I do in May. All right, then we're gonna move on to my Hobonichi weeks. I don't think I have anything too exciting for this month, to be honest. This is my movement tracker. I've been better about keeping up with this, and it is just so satisfying to see all of the steps and all of the workouts that I've done. I'm honestly very proud of myself for how consistent I've been, and it is one of like the few highlights of my day. And then this is my monthly section. So the theme for April was cherry blossoms and all things Japanese. So I just love this so much. I love the colors, and the little dongos are so cute, and onigiri. Last month I did a little reflection at the bottom, which I have not done for this year or this month so far, but I will do that after this video, I think. So again, I've been using my fountain pen. So this was done with the Twisby Eco in the fine nib and just with black ink. So we have April 1st and 2nd. And then this was the official full week of April, and I decided to change up the layout a little bit. So this was my previous layout where I just did bullet points on this side. But then what I decided to do for this week was split it. So I had a section just for rating my day and then a section for events. And then this is still meals, and then this is like anything that I wanted to do. The next week, I decided to kind of squish this like bullet point column so that it's a lot skinnier, and that way I had more space to write down my events. And for this week, I, as you can see, drew little stars, but I felt like it wasn't representing my days well enough, so I opted for using emoji heads during this week, and I think it looks a lot better. Like when I look at it right away, I can kind of see which days were good and which days were bad, and I really like that. Okay. And then this week, I really changed things up. Shocker. I decided to use my Twisby Eco in the extra fine nib, and I have it inked up with Konpeki, which is a blue ink, and I really like this. And to make things all matchy-matchy, I'm using the Night Sky washi tape from January. And then these emoji heads, They are slightly different from these ones. This is like on washi paper, so it blends into the paper a lot better. And this was a very tumultuous week, which again I will get into in my Hobonichi Cousin. And then this current week I decided to use the affirmations emoji washi, and it's not fully filled out yet. I haven't done anything on the sidebar. That is basically it for my Hobonichi weeks. Nothing too crazy. A very short update for this month. Okay, we are on to the most exciting part of this video, where I'm going to tell you everything that happened in April. But let me quickly just show you the monthly spread. My monthly spreads match across the different planners. So in my Hobonichi Cousin, it is also a cherry blossom theme. And I haven't really filled out the last month or the last week just yet, but I will do that again after this video. Again, I don't use my monthly section too much, so sometimes I do leave it quite blank. Let's move on to the weeklies. So I'm gonna be like very, real with you guys. This is an example of a week where I was just so busy and I couldn't finish writing in certain days. And because I was so busy, I just had to keep moving on, and I didn't have time to go back and fill it out. And by the time it was like the end of the week, I just forgotten what had happened on Wednesday, so I was like, I'll just leave it blank. And I think it kind of represents just how busy I was, so I don't really mind that this is empty. You can see that on Wednesday I worked 15 hours, which is kind of crazy. But yeah, this was a self-care themed week. This is a following week. This was completely different. So I was just going through a really tough time this week, mentally, and I just didn't feel like scheduling things in was really working for me, at least for this specific week, because I would just be hit with like waves of sadness, waves of fatigue, where I just physically could not work. And so yeah, just time blocking wasn't really working. So for this week, I decided to do more of a journaling approach. So like, for example, here in the morning, I made a journal entry, but it's not like specific to 9 a.m. It's just like throughout the day, I make these chronological entries, and I didn't have pressures on myself to fill it all the way up or anything, although I did end up filling out a lot of it. And I also used a fountain pen to write this in, so that's why the ink looks a little bit different from my other weeks. But yeah, I think I will definitely revisit doing a similar spread like this in the future, especially if I just don't feel like hourly planning is working for me. And then the planner crisis continues. I just randomly decided to do a rainbow week, and not only a rainbow week with stickers, but a rainbow week with my writing as well. So I just pulled out a bunch of colored gel pens, and that's what I wrote with. I will say I'm not the biggest fan of how this turned out. I just don't like it very much, and especially because I think some of my pen choices were a little too pastel, so it's kind of hard to read, but that's okay. I think changing things up and trying new things is a good thing to do. So there is this week. And then this is this current week, and I have to say, I am obsessed with this look. I am coordinating this with the daily section, which you will see later, but basically I'm just doodling a bunch of random fruits, and it's actually very unintentional that all of the fruits have similar colors, so everything just looks so cohesive, and I love it so much. And since I'm filming on Saturday morning, I will show you the rest of this week another time. So that is my weekly section for this week. And then let's move on to the daily section. All right, so hello April. On April 1st, I did the sneak peek for the April subscription, and I chose to do a sneak peek of the sticky note or notes and reminders washi tape. And this is probably one of my new favorite washi tapes. I think it is so cute. And then I also baked cookies on this day with my friend Vihara. Then on Sunday, I decided to just take myself out on a morning date. I wasn't feeling too well, and I felt like I needed something hearty in my stomach. So I went to this like brunch spot and I got an avocado toast with fruits and coffee. And the story behind this is that I had avocado on my wrist and I accidentally smudged it onto the page. I was filling out my journal at the brunch spot, so that is why. And I was like, oh no, like it's so obvious. So what I ended up doing was taking my Tombow marker and I just covered up the avocado smudge, which might be a little bit gross, but you know, you can't really tell, I think. So there's that. And then Monday, oh, good morning, a new week. Please let this be a good one. I can't remember if it was a good one, but yeah, I got some new workout gear, which I was really excited about. And these two stickers are from Planner Monkey Co. I decided to make a little section writing down some good things for this day because I just wanted to focus on some good things. Yeah, I smudged my ink by accident. I just used 3 different Tombow markers and did a little backdrop. I don't know why I did that. It kind of looks a little weird. And then on Thursday, I went to, I think, a cafe and I caught up on some reading and also had an Americano. Okay, and then on Friday, I sneaked the Office Emojis washi tape, and this is another one of my favorites. But I thought this was funny because I went to another cafe to get work done, and it was crazy because my workspace was so packed. I had my laptop, I had a bunch of journals, and then I also had water, green tea, and iced Americano. I probably looked like a crazy working woman. But yeah, I just doodled my drinks. And then on Saturday, it was a date night on FaceTime. We had sushi. He had yakisoba, and then we watched the movie called The Ascent, which was excellent, and then we had a nice discussion. Okay, I bought some treats for one of my customers in the US because she always sends me goodies from Trader Joe's and I wanted to send some things back, so this is what I picked up. On Monday, we finished Q1 pre-orders of the subscriptions, which I was so excited about, and these deco stickers are from Pixels by Vix, which she's unfortunately no longer in business. She moved to England to get her master's. I was like, I cannot hoard these stickers, they're too pretty, so I decided to use this. I write today like every single day, but for some reason, like on this day I messed up because I was thinking about work, so I started writing a W. So yeah, off to a great start. And then I had a little entry. I guess it was raining a lot on this day, and then I again wanted to focus on some good things of this day. Then we have Wednesday. I decided to write down a little quotation from one of Taylor Swift's songs. It says, "And every day is like a battle, but every night with us is like a dream." On this day, I decided to walk to a local park and I sat on one of the logs and did some reading because it was so gorgeous. So that is a little depiction of myself. Thursday, me trying to take on this day. That's kind of funny. Okay, and then on this day, I was very excited. I just realized it's out of focus. On this day, I was very excited because I booked 3 flights, which I haven't flown anywhere for a vacation in so long. I haven't been on a vacation in so long. So yeah, come November, I will be flying from Vancouver to Chicago, and then Chicago to Chicago to Orlando, Florida for a planner conference, and then from Orlando back to Vancouver. And you bet I am going to make a journaling vlog out of it because I think it is going to be so much fun. Also on this day, I ordered 250 lint truffles because I am in charge of planning and organizing my sister and her husband's gender reveal / baby shower. It's going to be a combined thing, and one of the ideas that I had was to have 2 candy jars, and then one will have like a mix of different pink lint truffles, and then another one will have all of the different blue lint truffles, and then the guests can just like scoop lint truffles home, and I think that'll be really fun. On Friday, it was a very busy day. What happened here? I guess I was very tired. And then around this time, I started my obsession with sardines. So that is a doodle of sardines. I will not explain myself further other than that. Okay, moving on to Saturday. This is a gorgeous washi sticker. This is a gorgeous washi sticker from Two Little Bees. I just wrote day 4. And then I covered it with this washi sticker. There's a little bit of a glare, so that's why it looks weird. So Monday was my friend Vihara's birthday, and so on Sunday I decided to start prepping for the cake that I was gonna bake her. I made a lemon poppy seed cake, so I just wrote down the recipe that I followed, and I love all of the lemon doodles. And then this was a sketch of the idea, and I think it actually followed up pretty close. And then on Monday I did a daily journaling vlog on this day. Made it kind of like a Happy Meal theme because we had several big deliveries coming in. This was also Vihara's birthday. Oh, and also we were shipping subscriptions. I had a meeting and brought her the cake. I had Chipotle for dinner, which, like, how do you even draw a burrito bowl? I don't know. Hopefully that looks like a burrito bowl. And then I had coffee and a hazelnut gelato, which was so good. And then, yeah, we were preparing the subscriptions. On Tuesday, it was a meeting for my book club, which was super fun. So I used the Book Nerd washi tape 2.0. Okay, so this begins my rather emotionally traumatizing few days. So on this day, we got the notice that my grandmother back in China was unstable again. And the doctors were very worried, so by extension we were also very worried here as well. And then on Thursday I helped my dad just book a very last minute flight back to China. And so on this day, like, it was so crazy, you know. He had to get his COVID test, he had to get his like visa thing ready. Obviously he hadn't planned for this, so nothing was packed. And also my dad plays a very important role in my business as well, and so he was like giving me a very quick crash course of everything that he does. So anything that is like super important, I could take over. And it was, yeah, I don't even know, it felt like a complete dream, or rather a nightmare, I guess. But yeah, as you can tell by my entries, I had very little time and things were very erratic. Friday, this was the day that my dad flew back to China. Again, a very crazy day. And the reason why I wrote today 5 billion times was because I was practicing for making actual stickers of my today lettering. So yeah. And then on Saturday, this was like my first full day of just like really trying to get a handle of things. And it's funny, here I say my new routine is to get up by 6:20, but since then I realized I need to actually get up at 5:45 in order to get everything that I need to get done in the day. So there's that. On this day I roasted carrots and bell peppers, made spinach and egg soup, and I also had some rye bread. And then on this day, so my dad left on this day, and then on this day I had a breakup. So I told you, April was insane. And then on Sunday I wrote things will be okay. Let's move on. Okay, on Monday, this was the start of my fruits theme. So as I showed in my weekly section, I'm kind of coordinating the fruits. So this is a cherry theme. And then this was strawberries and bananas. Oh, by the way, I want to say for the cherries and the strawberries and bananas, I started this because I was inspired by these patterns from a brand called Baggu. They do like reusable bags and other like accessories, and they have really funky patterns, so I was following that. But then the rest of the week I just decided to make up my own fruit doodles. So yeah, then we have pineapples. On this day my sister visited and we picked up some coffee from Blend's Coffee. She had the milk chocolate hot cocoa. My mom had the Hojicha oat latte, and then I had my classic Americano. This was a kiwi theme. And then we had just way too many overripe bananas, so I decided to make banana chocolate chip cookies without a recipe. And I thought I could trust my intuition. They turned out okay. They were edible. My sister really liked them. For me, they weren't really my thing, so I gave it a 3 out of 5. I definitely think I do need to follow recipes though. Moving on to Friday, this is probably my favorite. I did a dragon fruit theme, and a lovely customer named Erin, she was like, I hear you're having a bad few days, and I decided to bake you a cake, and it was just the nicest thing ever. She made a hummingbird cake, which I've never heard of, but it was so good. And so we met up at a cafe and she just dropped it off for me, and thank you so much, Erin, if you're watching. I made a doodle of a fountain pen that I'm dreaming about. I don't know if I'm gonna get it yet, but yeah, I really want it. So for now, it is just in my daydreams. And then this is today. It is very early in the morning. I started filming this at 6 in the morning, so I don't really have anything filled out, but as you can see, I am doing kind of like a mango theme, and I will leave the rest up for next month to show you. So again, this was an interesting month, a lot of unexpected things, but I'm really trying to look at all of the positive things that have happened, and try to learn from all of the not so great things. Anyways, I hope you had a great month, and if you didn't, I hope that May is a wonderful month for you. Thank you always for all of your support, and I will see you next week. Bye.